Man, so many of you guys are so frustratingly analytical, and it irritates me because I'm exactly the same way. I asked you guys yesterday if you had the opportunity to kind of do a second draft of your life, what would it look like? And so many of you said, I wouldn't change a thing. Which is valid. I mean, your current version of yourself has good things that you recognize and has bad things that you recognize, but it also has put you in a position where you are able to recognize the bad things, and that's a good thing. But it's also kind of a dour way to look at things. It's like if someone says, what would you do if you won the lottery? And you go, I wouldn't play the lottery. That's statistically a really stupid thing to do. True, but have fun. Have fun. Let's not be too serious, guys. I've been seriousing a lot. I need to stop seriousing. So I've been thinking a lot about numbers today and what sort of importance they actually have. I bought a new scale which automatically uploads my weight to the internet, and I have decided to call it R5 because it is not a good motivator. And I may have already made that joke on Twitter, but that is comedy gold and it went vastly underappreciated. We've had relative quantifiable measurements for a long time, and before the internet and computers and stuff. I am 26 years old. I am 358 or 6, depending on the hour, pounds. I have about 7 or 8 years of professional software development experience, and I've been working at my current job at Mashable for about 3 years. But of course, now that the internet happens, there are a whole bunch of other numbers. I have 1,500 followers on Twitter. I have about close to 6,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I have a certain number of friends on Facebook. But I have YouTube notification emails set up, and so I'll get a few emails a day, someone subscribed or someone unsubscribed or someone left a comment or whatever, and typically I swipe them away and I go, okay, that's cool. But I'm sitting there browsing on my tablet and notification popped in and someone subscribed who had 2,500 subscribers, and I went, ooh. And then I went, why did I go ooh? I mean, it's dumb, right? I think we probably have collectively gotten over the idea that a subscriber number has any correlation with how good a person someone is. There are plenty of people with lots of subscribers that are not great people, and vice versa. But I still went ooh, and it bugs me, and I'm trying to decipher it. And what does that mean? Why is it that I have that reaction to a larger number somehow meaning more? And I think if we're being honest, we know that numbers, to an extent, do matter. It is a much better idea to loan a car to a 30-year-old than, say, a 4-year-old. That number doesn't actually tell you that this person is a responsible driver, but it's a reasonable proxy metric. And in the same sense, I suppose if you come across a social media account that has a large number behind it, it does mean something. It means that maybe they're very good at branding themselves, maybe they're very attractive, maybe they've simply been on the platform longer than anybody else. But there's also a bit of a cultural backlash against numbers. The idea that you can look at someone and say, they weigh this much, that's not healthy, we backlash against it. It should be how good you feel. But if I'm being honest, if I imagine a Kevin who stood on that Wi-Fi scale and the number came up and said 220, I would imagine that hypothetical individual might be a happier version of me than the one that stands on the scale and gets a different number. And numbers, quantitative measurements, are super helpful. They're the things that we can most easily get computers to understand. We can leverage technology to help us optimize for those numbers. But we kind of suck at them as people. So I guess the question for me is, what are the context clues that we use? How do we go from translating a number into a qualitative value judgment? And what are the things that we can do to make that more accurate? Or are numbers just bad? I think we gotta use them because technology, but we gotta figure out a way to handle them better because people.